I hope you enjoy this song, because it's in the entire game. Welcome to my review of Pengo for the Atari 2600. Pengo was an arcade game that was released by a company that I know, a company that you know, SEGA. This game was released in 1982, the original arcade version of Pengo. It was a game where you played as a penguin, and you have to push blocks of ice to crush Sno-Bees? That's what the enemies are called, Sno-Bees. Like Sno-Bee or Sno-Bees. They look like moles to me. I like to imagine they're moles, but apparently they're Sno-Bees. Pengo is a pretty simple little puzzle game. Not even a puzzle game, it's like a puzzle action game. Where it's more akin to the old games like Dig Dug and Pac-Man, where you just want to avoid the enemies, but you actually have to take them out in this game to clear each stage. So I guess in that sense, it's sort of like Dig Dug. But you have to push blocks of ice to crush all of the enemies. You also have blocks of ice that you can't crush, which are the ones with the little dots inside of them. And the Sno-Bees can dig through all of the ice except for those that you can't, like, crush up. So you want to strategically try to take out all of the enemies with the blocks before they have a chance to spawn more enemies, because they will spawn more enemies, and if you don't act quick, this game can get pretty challenging. This wasn't one that I had heard of before. I actually bought this on the 2600 at a random, on a random whim. I was just at a game store, and I remember I was buying a bunch of Atari games that they had, and saw Pengo, and I was like, what the hell is Pengo? I didn't know that it was a SEGA game at the time. And then actually, like, the same year, I went to an arcade and actually got to play the arcade version of Pengo, which is a lot of fun. If you ever see that version of Pengo in the wild, it is a lot of fun. And this Atari version isn't bad. It is fun. A little repetitive, but it is fun. But the goddamn music. I'm sure you've heard it. I mentioned it at the very beginning, but this goddamn song plays on loop the entire time you're going. And even recording the footage for this, I, got a headache after recording for, 15 minutes. It's too much. It's just too much. But in terms of Atari 2600 games, this game is simple enough to fit right in with the rest of the library. It's not an arcade game that's too ambitious to work on the Atari 2600. I think this game works very nicely. The sprites are cute, the game is recognizable, and the game's a lot of fun. I just wish, they either toned down that song or, tried to maybe only play the song during, the in-between parts where it shows your score and stuff, and just have silence the rest of the time, because most Atari games just have, ambient silence, because the Atari couldn't handle doing, music. And this is what I'm talking about here. Some games had okay music, but this is what I'm talking about for the most part, is that this game obviously just has a few seconds of a loop, and it plays over and over, and it drives you goddamn crazy. I would just like to note that while researching this game, which apparently was developed by Core Land and published by SEGA, the Game Gear version was developed by Arc System Works, which is fucking hilarious to me to think about that, because Arc System Works is like the fucking Guilty Gear guys, right? And Blaze Blue and stuff. So I'm thinking about like Pengo in one of those fighting games. I would pay to see that. Apparently, this game was also on the Atari 5200 and Atari 8-bit home computers like the Atari 400 and 800. Of course, the Game Gear also got a version, and is an arcade version. But this is the 2600 version. I think it is a good version. Just put your TV on mute because it will drive you a little insane.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh. It was just a dream. It was just a dream. Oh, God. I can still hear the song. I can still hear the song! I can still hear the song! What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, God! Oh!